What's up, everybody? That's Brianna Breeze.
And your girl, Miss Roxanne.
Yeah, y'all already know it's Michael Bang, a.k.a. I pray for you. That's all I can do.
And it's your boy, Bird Beezy, a.k.a. Beezy B813.
And this is
The Midnight
Brunch.
What's up, everybody? We appreciate y'all for sharing all of our topics and our clips. I just want to say we do appreciate y'all for doing that and showing support and love, whether you in VA, Detroit, Tampa, Orlando, wherever you from. We appreciate y'all for doing that. And how everybody feeling today?
We good. It's a new year, you know what I'm saying? We powered up right now, the battery pack, you know what I'm saying, in our backs. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got no steering wheel in our back. Ain't nobody controlling us, but, you know, we ready to pop off this new year and manifest, you know what I'm saying?
Manifest some things in place. What about you?
I'm tired of saying I just got off work.
Ma'am.
But I'm doing good. I'm doing great. Like you said, it's a new year, so new beginnings, new chapters. We bossing up this year. No, we taking no L's.
No L's. What about you, Mike?
My 23 started in 22.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my 23 started in 22. So I was already in the new year. But typically speaking, I'm in a real good place. I'm in a real good realm right now in life. And I like it. And I'm just planning on going higher in the realm that I'm already in.
What about you?
I'm in a good place. You know what I'm saying? Boss lady rhetoric. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a good place. I'm happy that I have the funds to be able to take care of myself and put other people in a position of power. I feel that we are taking this podcast. I'm happy about this podcast that y'all are here and we making it happen and we taking this to a whole nother level. And this is the year of manifestation for me and making, not just speaking on things, but making it happen. So I'm glad that y'all here and I'm glad we doing this podcast and we about to take it to a whole nother level. With that being said, we appreciate, again, everybody for sharing that last clip. It got like 8,000 views, so I'm excited. I'm happy. But us only just starting last month to get this many followers and get people watching these clips, we talking about some topics that really hit home. So we ain't even going to play around with this. We're going to get straight into it. I know we just talked a whole lot of positivity, but, you know, we real on this show. So we ain't even going to play. Let's talk about men that beat on women. I know that's a fucked up. I know that's a fucked up way of trying to get to, but you know we just gonna get straight to it. We ain't no chaser with this shit here. Let's talk about you men that beat on women, whether it's you beating on women or you verbally abusive, whatever the case may be. Let's talk about that. What's your topics and what you feel about men that beat on? We gonna start with you, Bird.
I mean, you know, we ain't condoning no men putting their hands on no females. I mean, I know they got this whole little slogan, this little campaign. Equal rights mean equal lefts.
I ain't heard that one. You heard? I ain't
No, that's about
this whole. I ain't never seen that.
They saying equal rights mean equal lefts.
What would it mean? I don't get it.
Nah, just in the sense of, cause you do got women that, know what I'm saying, like to put their hands on men. So
that's true.
I mean, that's the flip side of that topic, know what I'm saying? But if we want to just get to the root of it, I mean, we all know right from wrong, know what I'm saying? And we all know that a man shouldn't be putting his hands on no female, know what I'm saying? But I do feel like there's certain circumstances, know what I'm saying, where, I mean, as human beings, anybody only gonna take you putting their hands on them so much, know what I'm saying, before you feel like you got to retaliate, you know what I'm saying? So, but nah, of course you shouldn't be, you know what I'm saying? I feel like you shouldn't be physically or verbally, you know what I'm saying, abusing. But the verbal part, you know, people get in their feelings in the moment and you might say certain things, you know what I'm saying, which, you know, could hurt or whatever, but that's a lot different from, you know, having a woman eye sitting out or something like that. That's like a whole different story, you know what I'm saying? So we ain't condoning, you know what I'm saying, putting no hands on no females at all, in my opinion.
I definitely. Well, I never have beat no woman. I've said this before. I've never physically beat no woman that I've ever been with here. But men that do, I mean, I think they feel like they need to do that to express a source of power. You know what I'm saying? And technically, being a man that don't beat on women, I truly really can't give you a perspective of a man beating on a woman because I don't do it.
What about being verbally abusive?
Well,
Let's talk about that shit.
verbal abuse.
Have you did that before?
Yeah, I've cussed women out before, but I can count on a few fingers how many women in life that I've ever called like a bitch or something like that. Like I don't just be going around saying that stuff like that. But people have told me too that I've got a real keen way of saying stuff. And sometimes it comes off as, oh, don't talk to me like that, or why you got to say it like that. And with the verbal abuse, that ain't just from women. I've gotten altercations from men like, man, bro, why you saying it like that, homie? Like, and I'm like, nigga, what you mean, nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like, this how I talk. You know what I'm saying? So the verbal, you know what I'm saying? And me, I'm a person that's real big on words anyway. So when I say stuff, that's what it is. So when people say stuff to me, I ain't taking what you said as no parable. If you say this, then that's what you said. If you say this food tastes nasty, then I'm not trying to decipher that you meant something else. I'm taking what you said. If a woman say, "Dang, you're a handsome man," I take it as that. I'm not taking it as no other way. I'm not taking it as a sexual advancement. I'm taking from what you said. So if I say I'm going to slap the hell out of you, then that's what I mean. It's like I ain't beat around no bush. You know what I'm saying? But the verbal abuse can be taken into a whole different magnitude depending on the person that you're talking to.
I think for me, when it comes to that topic, if you put your hands on a woman, you a coward. And you can go play around with that shit. If you touch a woman in any type, shape, or form, you are a coward to me. Because you should have enough restraint to get out of that situation. Now, granted, I ain't talking about those women that also, well, let's talk about that too. Women that put their hands on men. You shouldn't be doing that either. Number one, a man's strength outweighs yours by a long sum. So you shouldn't be putting your hands on a man. I feel like women need to learn restraint in that order. And as far as if they are putting their hands on a man, or if it even gets or escalates to that point, you know what I'm saying? Maybe leave, try to calm things down, you know what I'm saying? But trying to match yourself up against a man, he's no match for you. You know what I'm saying? That nigga could kill you and take you out completely out of here. No man is no match. You shouldn't be putting your hands on a man. In the same respect, it's the same way for a man. You are a coward if you are putting your hands on a woman. That's just how I feel about that. Growing up, I grew up also in that type of environment, and we just gonna put that out there. So that really hits home for me. Whether it's when it comes to being verbally abusive, because I think people kind of walk lightly or softly on that topic, because it's all a matter of perception of what you consider as verbally abusive. I can't tell you what's abusive to you and what's, to the next person. But when you find out that that person is being verbally abusive to you and you see it's hurting that person's feelings and you're devaluing that person as a woman or you're devaluing that person as a man, then you need to really take some consideration about how your relationship is with that person. If you still want to move forward, whether it's a friendship, a business ship, and all of that, because if it's really truly a friendship or a relationship, you shouldn't be doing that to one another. You know what I'm saying? So I think either way, whether you verbally abuse somebody or you physically, I think it's cowardly, whether it's from a man or a woman. That's just my perspective.
I think that physical abuse, whether it's a man on a woman or a woman on a man, a woman on a woman or a man on a man, I don't really feel like we should have to put our hands on each other. However, I'm not going to sit here and act like I haven't put my hands on people before. And that was something where I was young-minded. I felt like I could talk with my hands, and that wasn't how you work it. And I understand where I was problematic in that situation. So I don't want to just say men beat on women, because like y'all said, women do touch men, and you're going to get your ass knocked out. You're going to learn, like, don't do that, because like you said, a man is very strong. However, verbal abuse is tricky, because I feel like everybody's verbally abusive to everyone. Like, it's levels to it. Everybody's going to get their feelings hurt. When you're in an argument with your significant other, words are going to be exchanged out of anger, like you said, out of emotions, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, it fluctuates because later down the line, I can apologize for my words that I said. I was just in the heat of the moment. But in your eyes, your feelings still hurt, so it's still verbal abuse. Or honestly, like you said, taking down that person's character, like don't make me feel bad, or you know when you talking shit to somebody to hurt them, like you don't have to do that. Like I don't think that is necessary, but I'm not gonna make it seem like I haven't been in the heat of the moment and said something to piss somebody off. Like with guys, we talked about this before in the past of females being aggressive. I will call a nigga a bitch ass nigga in a minute. You probably wouldn't like that shit if I did that shit to you. But that's basically verbal abuse, and a lot of females have done it. And I don't think a lot of females and males are accountable of their actions. And I'm definitely somebody that at this point, I'm not gonna lie, I have been verbally abusive, and it's to a friend, to a relationship. It's not cool, but at the same time, it's in the heat of the moment. And I think people try to make it seem like verbal abuse is not there when it really is there. In arguments, verbal abuse is there. Like when you're disagreeing.
I know for me, you just brought up something that hit home for me. I know when I was verbally abusive, because I definitely was. I definitely had a mouth for me, and I definitely would challenge a man. Just I don't know if it's something that I probably grew up with. So you hear your mom, doing stuff, or you hear your sisters or whatever the case may be doing stuff. So in that environment, I didn't even realize or even care to know that I was hurting his feelings. You know what I'm saying? Just whether you call him a bitch ass nigga or a fuck ass nigga. I mean, the words get crazy. You know what I'm saying? When I'm heated in that when I was younger. But it's just interesting because as you start to grow and you start to change and you realize, okay, I'm hurting this person's feelings and this is not the way to go. There's a better way of going about it. But when you sit there and you calling a man like out of his name, and he takes that, like, number one, I just want to say this: when you are verbally calling somebody out of their name and hurting their feelings and devaluing them as a man, I think when I retrospect, when I look back, I'm like, I didn't really consider them a man. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when a woman's verbally abusive, she's not looking at him like he's a real man. You know what I'm saying? That's he either a child or he's just not a real man in her eyes. He's a boy. And that's just how I feel about that. And that kind of leads us to the next question. What do y'all consider a real woman or a real man?
Like if they got their car, clothes, like that?
Whatever you consider. What do you consider a real man? Or what do you consider a real woman when y'all told us what y'all treasures and values was when you see a woman that you might show interest in, but what do you consider a woman?
Well, if I just break it down and I put it in the simplest form, mm-hmm. I would say that a man is a provider and a woman is a nurturer. If I just put it in just its simplest form, you know what I'm saying?
So that's what femininity looks like to you.
Right.
And somebody that nurtures, and a man is somebody that provides for the family.
Right.
I think a man could be so many things, and a woman could be so many things. I feel like a real man and a real woman is a real human being. You make mistakes, you fail, you get back up, you succeed. I feel like you tap into all of your traits you have, as in protecting, as in providing, as in guiding, leading the pack. You're leading the family, as in for being honest, as in being there for compassion, just overall just being a human being and showing me inside and out. That's a real person to me. Not even a real man or a real woman. That's real. Real is being yourself, showing everything.
See, I feel like nowadays we done got so pushed into the future as far as like technology and all these other type things. But when you go back to like just the primitive, you know what I'm saying, foundation of what men and women was thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago, before we had what we have now, mm-hmm. Men, you know what I'm saying, went out and hunted. They protected the tribe, you know what I'm saying. They led. They taught the younger generation, the men, you know what I'm saying, how to do what they did. And the women, you know what I'm saying, they
cook, they clean.
Nah, but you can word it like that, you know what I'm saying? But I would say that they nurtured, you know what I'm saying? When the man come back from war or know what I'm saying, out hunting and being the backbone, know what I'm saying, of it.
Can't go out to war?
Yeah, but why would she? Who gonna watch the kids and know what I'm saying, make sure the kids is feeling love?
Why you can't be a nurturer?
So you trying to say that if we go to war, the women gonna go to war and the men gonna stay back and watch the kids and nurture and love the kids?
Some homes are like that, yes, and they're successful. I'm not saying that that's how I want my family to be, but I'm saying that can be a successful life as well.
I'm not saying that, because there's always an exception to every rule, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I feel like it's not a more loving creature on earth than a woman.
Correct, but why you can't be loving too, though?
I mean, a man can be loving, but we usually learn that from women.
Right. And then show the boys that you are teaching what you learned from a woman.
Exactly, but I'm saying if the woman isn't, know what I'm saying, there to be able to love the children and then love the man so that the man can go out and be strong, I feel like you know what I'm saying, where are we?
See, I feel like a real man to me is someone who believes strongly in themselves. A real man gonna believe strongly in himself and his capabilities on any spectrum, on any level. That's a real man. You know what I'm saying? So, like how bro was saying, like, yeah, you got, like you said, when you go back in those times where basically the man went out and hunted and provided while the woman stayed back with the little ones and stuff like that there. You know what I'm saying? But a real man is somebody who believes strongly in themselves and what they stand on. That's a real man. No matter what it is. Whether he believes that the woman should go out to war. Yeah, get out there. Yeah, get out there. I'm staying home. You know what I'm saying? That's what I believe. And I'm standing on that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't finna sway me. You can't go get your mama to come talk to me and tell me, no. This is what it is. This is who I am as a man. You know what I'm saying? Along with the woman. A real woman to me is a woman who believes and knows herself and who she is. You know what I'm saying? She don't need validation from her mama. My mama always told me, man, my mama, you know who you are. You know where you want to be at. You know who you are as a woman. And can't nobody, no piece of material, no piece of jewelry, no clothing, no degree, can't nothing define you as a woman. The same with a man. A real man like me, can't nobody define me. You can't go get nobody to tell me who I am. Who on this earth you could go get to put in front of me to tell me who I am? I know who I am. I know who I am. I know what I can do. I know my capabilities as a man. That's a real man to me. Any man who can stand and know who he is in any given situation, in any scenario, in any place, anywhere on earth, that's a real man.
I got a question. So you said like a woman and a real man, they know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
I know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very confident in who I am. However, who I am is because of what my mama taught me and what I learned from my mom. So when I speak on, and not necessarily, I know you won't necessarily saying me, but when I say my mama said this, my mama said that, that's how I was raised. Mm-hmm. So that's what made me so confident and so solidified in who I am as a woman. So it's not necessarily, my mama said this. Like, my mama told me a lot of things. That doesn't mean I agree with everything I was taught. But the things that I do broadcast and say that I taught is what made me this. So my mom always told me never to depend on a man or a woman.
So for your situation, the things that your mama brought to the table for you, that she instilled in you, helped bring you to the woman that you are.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
So you got those situations where it be like that. You got certain men where it is their dad that brought a lot of stuff to the table and showed them and taught them, which brought them to the characterization that they are as a man.
Correct.
Right.
But once you become the man that you know you are,
correct,
there is no other else who you can bring in front of me to defy who I am as a man. You know what I'm saying? Or a woman or a man can bring you in front of you and tell you who you are. It's like, no, I know who I am. Put me anywhere on earth and I know who I am and what I can do and what I can't do.
Your parents give you that foundation of, you know what I'm saying, what you should be or what they think that you should be.
Correct.
And then you take that and then you become yourself.
Correct.
It's just like learning a skill. I could be good at a skill. I could teach you a skill. Mm-hmm. Now, once I teach you that skill, you might figure out that doing it this way is better than the way I taught you.
Mm-hmm.
and you learned that on your own without me, just through experience. You know what I'm saying? But the foundation of what you know was taught from me. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically what our parents do for us. You know what I'm saying? They give us what they feel they learned and what they should be passing down, and then through experience, through living, we eventually gain our own skills and we harness our own potential. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, okay, now I'm me.
See, but you got a lot of instances where that is the case, but you got a lot of instances too. Like with me, I learned a lot of my characterization and the way I move and all my principles is all I learned from the Bible. I didn't have nobody saying, "Oh, nah, this here," or "Nah." I'm reading Proverbs. I'm reading Ecclesiastics. You know what I'm saying? I'm reading Psalms. They say a wise man changes, a fool never changes. You know what I'm saying? A wise man holds his tongue. A fool uttereth all his mind. You know what I'm saying? When there's a scoffer around, like, be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Remove him, and the distractions in the area will stop. Like, I learned all this stuff from reading the Bible. So it say, let your yes be yes and let your no be no. I ain't learning stuff from a man. So when I be talking from a lot of standpoints, I be way over here with a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, they don't know how to take me because I wasn't trained by a man. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't trained by no man. So when I be saying stuff, I be coming from a standpoint from a whole different realm of life. You know what I'm saying? My perspectives and principles didn't come from no man. My perspective and principles came from God. You know what I'm saying? So my views, when people be saying stuff, I be looking at them. They be like, well, why you looking like that? Because I didn't register everything that you said in this foolishness. You know what I'm saying? I don't always got to display that I know that what you're saying is foolishness, but at times I will. I will let you know that you saying a bunch of foolishness. You know what I'm saying? So in the aspect of me speaking in a way that people may feel like the topic we just said, it may seem like it's verbal abuse. You know what I'm saying? Because what I'm saying comes off so strong and you can't grasp it and you can't catch it. And it's like, well, dang, well, what is he saying about me? Nah, I'm just standing on principle. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving you the perspective. This is who I am as a man. This is who I am. You know what I'm saying?
I think for me, when it comes, and it's all a matter of perspective of what you think a man is or what you think a woman is, you know what I'm saying? But for me, a man that stands on his word, a man that has morals, a man that has all these principles, whether you get your principles, you stand on the Bible, whatever you decide to stand on, because you could be a man without the Bible. I'm just, to me, you know what I'm saying? But if you have morals and you have standards and you have principle and you standing on your word, that is what I consider a man. We talked about, I know just a couple seconds ago, we talked about how a woman is supposed to be a nurturer and a man is supposed to be a provider. And granted, that would be the case in a lot of scenarios back in the day, but that scenario is not really valid anymore, at least for me, where I'm coming from. What I mean by that is because a lot of women, they got to go out. We talk about going to war. A lot of women, we out there. We going to war. We taking care of our household. We taking care of our families. This man ain't nowhere around. You know what I'm saying? This man that we're speaking of with these principles and these standards of God, they're not taking care of their children. They're not in the household with us. We out there. We going to war. And so for me, another thing that's important is a man that has the money to do these things. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, and I'm just being honest, I realize more and more as I get older, if you ain't got that bread and you ain't got that money, I'm not looking at you as a man. Now, granted, sometimes men go through these patches where they don't have the bread and you might get in a fucked up situation where you don't have the money to do certain things. I'm not talking about that because that has an expiration date. But if you don't get out there and get out here and go to war with me or help me with this empire, whatever the case may be, I'm not looking at you as a man. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at you as a child. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's man, whatever anybody's perception is different.
Well, I say like the women who come from that standpoint, they're not women who are in relationships with men. Like, I can speak for me. I know men and women who are in relationships where it's doing what it's supposed to do. Of course, if you're a single woman, you don't got no man. So you got to do it on your own. Ain't nobody finna take care of you just to take care of you.
But there's guys out here that are single and they ain't got no job and they from house to house. Like, they hopping from house to house. So just like how you just said, how women, like, that's what you're supposed to do. It's a lot of guys that's out here that ain't doing what you're supposed to do. And it's a lot of females that's out here that ain't doing what they supposed to do. So yeah, as a single woman, because I'm speaking on myself now. As a single woman, before I was in my situation, yeah, I'm in a situation. Before I was in my situation, I had my own apartment. I had my own car. I was paying my bills. And you're right, I'm supposed to do that. As a single woman, did I match a man that was always doing that? No.
What you mean? Did you?
It was like another. Say you a single man. He's not. Me and him not together. But say we single and we dating or whatever the case may be, and I'm sitting here showing you I got my car, my house, and all this other stuff. I got a good job. And then I'm like, you know what I'm saying? What about you? He like, oh, I'm in a situation. I don't have a house. I don't live with my moms, or my mom live with me. Like, he ain't really got a job. Like, sometimes guys don't be having their shit together. Like she was saying, how you were raised. I was raised from my mom. My dad wasn't around. Why was he not around? That's only him can tell you. But at the same time, I was raised and saw my mom do everything because she didn't have a man to fall back on. As a woman that had her own child, you telling me she's supposed to do that? Like, she's also supposed to have help from a man.
Yeah, and the aspect when you're talking about children being involved.
Even without being children involved, I'm supposed to take care of myself. So when I date somebody else, he should already be taking care of himself as well.
Exactly.
And that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he should be taking care of himself too. But that's not always the case.
We as women, we are taking care of ourselves. If I feel like if you can go out there, if I can go out here and get a job and get this bread and get this money and get my house, nigga, you can too. And if you can't do that, you need to figure out why. What is happening in your life that you're not able to step up to the next level, or whether you can't get a job, or whether you let's find out what's going on.
I mean, I feel like there's a lot of underlying issues.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because we know that as men and women in the society, we know that men is subjected to a lot more elements of life than women is. Like, if you take 50 men and you take 50 women, it's gonna be more men with all type of felonies and this and that under their belt than it would be for a woman. So a lot of cases in society, it's a lot harder for a man, and particularly black men, know what I'm saying, to get ahead, because it's a lot of things it's not necessarily keeping them stagnant, but it's just a lot more obstacles in the way to them. It just make it more difficult. It make it a little more difficult to get where the woman so-called expects the man to be. But I see too, like, and I'm gonna speak from my own perspective. Like, I done been sleeping on my freaking people couch, you know what I'm saying, and meet a woman who so-called got everything together, house, whatever, little whip, whatever, take care of her kid, 2 kids, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? And she might feel slighted, like, where you stay at? Oh, I stay with my people. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't got no room, and I sleep on the couch. You know what I'm saying? But
what are you doing? Like, there's nothing wrong with that situation, but what are you doing to get out of that situation?
And that's the point I'm saying. Everything has an expiration date.
But this
if
what I'm saying.
If you're still in the same state,
but you ain't let me finish. They ain't let me finish. They had the same mind frame that most women gonna have. Oh, this nigga ain't nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, well, what you saying? You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, you still at your people in my house. Da, 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 da. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm at my people house with 190 racks, though. You know what I'm saying? Not what? Oh, well, nice, oh, well.
But why? Why?
You know what I'm saying?
Why you got that much money and you at somebody else's house?
You shouldn't be at your people's house with 190
racks. Like, at least an apartment. Like,
okay.
Why?
But why do I need an apartment? Why do I gotta buy a house and I'm fine how I'm living? Why I gotta have a house for a woman to say, "Oh yeah, girl"?
It's not even for a woman. It's your own privacy.
Exactly.
Like, well, not even just that. If you got 190 racks and you on a couch at somebody's couch, it's like you should have an expectation for yourself to get your own. You depending on somebody else's well-being and what they got. You in somebody else's house. If you in somebody else's house and you got 190 racks, that says something about your character, because you saving all your money when you need to be out there getting your shit, your own stuff.
But why do I gotta do that?
You don't have to.
Why do I gotta do that when I'm fine?
If you're fine and you're comfortable, then that's fine.
Exactly.
But I'm just saying, I would have questions like, why would you not want your own place?
And see, like, the women that I ran into, like I said, these women, and I done had women that I've been talking to over 100 bands a year. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I know about women will say one thing, but when they meet the person and all that junk that they be saying, that junk go out the window. Oh, that man gotta have this, he gotta have that. It turns out to be a lie. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it don't matter. I know at the end of the day, what a woman wants, a woman want to be loved. They don't give a damn what you got.
And that's just what I was finna say.
They don't care what you got, where you at. They see in you, they know who you is.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
But see, that's where we fuck up at.
That's where
because
we like
and I'm talking to the women out there. That's where we fuck up at, is that all you really want, you think, is love. But it's a lot that comes into relationship and dating a man. It ain't just love. Love don't pay the motherfucking bills, girl. You know what I'm saying? Love ain't gonna pay your car note. Love ain't gonna pay that rent. And there's a lot of niggas that take advantage of women that's looking for fucking love and use them and you know, they don't want nothing else from them. But, you know what I'm saying, either to get in their panties, you know what I'm saying, or take advantage of their bread or whatever the case may be. It's a lot of niggas that's homeless looking for a place to stay.
But I feel like when it comes to a man and a woman, it's like the basis of a man and a woman is getting to know each other. It don't got nothing to do with
what I got.
Accolades.
None of that.
Nothing.
But
what
that's
you
gonna
got.
come out eventually. It's going to come out.
Yeah, it's going to come out. But I could be a millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know me and I don't know you, it ain't going to work no way. So the money don't really play a part.
I don't think that it's... Okay, so...
When people don't take the time out to get to know each other.
Correct, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I said let me take a step back. We're getting to know each other. I have sat here and dated people, and like you said, who have lived with their peoples or whatever the case may be. There's nothing wrong. I'm not shutting you down. We're not going to stop talking immediately because of your living situation or because you don't have. My question is, what are you trying to do moving forward in the future? Now I'm asking future. I'm not asking what your situation is, what happened in the past. Do you plan on being there for the next year? As we dating and as I'm getting to know you and as I'm falling in love with you, do you still want to stay at your people's house? Do you plan on wanting to your own spot? Do you know how it is to be in a home by yourself and know that this shit is yours? It's just questions. I'm not sitting here trying to tear you down, making it seem like I don't want to date a man that don't do that, because I have done that, and I'm not going to sit here and act like that. But I want to know, as I'm building with you, as we grow, and as we build whatever the fuck we want to do you want more?
Once the woman comes into play, and y'all then got to know each other, and like you said, those questions are necessary.
Correct. I'm not asking in the beginning.
Now,
I'm not asking in the beginning right away.
Is y'all growing together. So now it's like, well, look, I see what you got going on. Because I've talked to women that ain't had nothing. Niggas be talking about hood rat chicks. I like hood rat chicks, if that's what y'all want to call them. I didn't talk to women that didn't have a goddamn thing. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I don't care what you got. I don't care what you got. I don't care what you got going on. The thing is, right now, I like you. Mm-hmm. We finna go from there. We finna start from point A. All right, first and foremost, I do like you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to worry about nothing, because whatever I got in the picture is also going to come with me.
I know for me, it's a quote that kind of stays with me that's been floating around, and it says something to the fact where I can help you build, but I ain't going to fix you. I know for me, in a lot of the type of relationships that I've been in, the niggas don't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? They're just, they don't have nothing. They don't have more than me, should I say. You know what I'm saying? Materialistic wise, or whatever the case may be. I don't mind helping at that time. I didn't mind helping, helping them take them to the next level.
But is that,
you know what I'm saying?
Is that the value though?
I feel like for me,
that's what you have to.
I feel like for me, if you don't have the same as me, we can't go nowhere. And I'm realizing that more and more as you get older. If you ain't got the same plus more as me, it ain't gonna go nowhere for me. Because number one, if you don't got a place to stay, if you just stand on somebody's couch, and I got a whole house and I'm paying notes and I'm paying this and that, and it's your mind. If you're not trying to grow and go to the next level and learn these things with me, it ain't gonna go nowhere, because you're in a different mind frame. A lot of times where if we talking about finances, or if we talking about, it's like if the person doesn't want to come up to the next level with you,
I mean, when you meet somebody, y'all both is filtering each other out, right?
Right.
So you meet somebody, boom. Y'all getting to know each other. 2 weeks pass, a month pass, 3 months pass, 6 months pass, a year pass. this is the actual process of getting to know somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's a time frame that goes, you know what I'm saying, along with this. You'll be able to filter out whether somebody is going through a rough spot or if this is actually the person that they are. You know what I'm saying? But if you saying that you can meet somebody and if they don't have what you have, you X them out, you probably done missed out on your soulmate a few times.
Nah, I feel like for me, I'm saying that I do that now, and I feel like in a lot of situations for me, like I said, I have dated and the man don't have anything to build on, and I'll help him get his company. I'll help him get all these things together, and then there's still something missing. I feel like for me, dating where I'm at now is like I need to have somebody that's on the same level. I'm too old to go back and try to help build a nigga. I'm not building no nigga no more. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we need to be on the same level of understanding, whether it's mentally, you know what I'm saying, whether it's we talking about God spiritually, we need to be on the same level. We need to be equally yoked all the way around because this shit ain't gonna work. And I feel like, yeah, that might work if you in your teens or if you're younger, you know what I'm saying? But me, I'm a grown woman. I got houses, I got real estate, I got shit going on. If that man ain't got nothing to bring to the table or nothing to offer on this fucking plate and I am the table, this shit ain't gonna work.
I mean, it's definitely nothing
That's
wrong
just
with
how I
that.
feel.
But you got a preference, it ain't nothing wrong with that.
Even in that same aspect, I've had conversations with women who had that same type of mind frame. They got stuff, you know what I'm saying? They got their businesses doing pretty good, you know what I'm saying? They got everything put together. And you meet a man that's so-called on the same level you're on, making decent money, got his own business, whatever, and same thing. You get smoked. Nigga smoke you, blow the doors off you, whatever the case may be, and y'all both going y'all merry way. And it's the same thing. So I've seen on the same plateau, it's the same thing. It boils down to the character of the man that you're choosing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. Both have, you know what I'm saying? Man gets what he want, man gone. That because for one, I'm thinking it's gonna be worse on you because now I don't really need you. You not for sure. You know I don't need you because I got my own everything. I got my own everything. I got my own house, my own career. I got a successful business doing close to 6 figures or 6 figures plus a year. I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? Even though people want to say 100 bands a year, 150,000 a year ain't no money, but that's you can make a decent living making $100-some thousand plus a year.
You can make a decent living with 50 or 60. It just depends on what you're spending and what you got going on.
So
the money
that right there is going to boil down to the character of man that you're picking. The same thing with dudes. I have dudes, they be meeting all these different women. Same thing. They'll meet a woman, you know what I'm saying? She got her own everything, whatnot. They may like the woman, but this woman got her own everything and then went through whatever she went through in life. She don't really want you, but you want her. So she get some dick from you, nigga, and kick you to the curb. And now you calling her. She like, I ain't talking to this nigga. This nigga keep calling me. The woman on the BS. Look, this nigga keep calling me.
But that's all about the communication then at that point. Like, what are we doing? Like, back to another episode we had. What are we doing? Are we just fucking? Is it casual? Or are we trying to really be something?
But you gotta...
See, a lot of niggas be playing games, and that's another thing. A lot of niggas play fucking games. They sit up here and they act like they like you and this, that, and the third. But really, whether he's trying to get in your pants or whether this nigga need a place to stay or whether this nigga need to come up or whatever the case, it's a lot of bum-ass niggas out there. And nobody wants to talk about that part.
That's what a nigga gonna do, and that's what a woman gonna do.
Yeah, it's
the same thing.
I mean, everything goes both ways.
Exactly.
Everything is both ways. I get that part, but at the same time, just like how you say, just how like a majority women are emotional, majority niggas do that. The females where they play games, and now I'm not trying to make it seem like females don't play games too, because females play games, especially baby mamas and stuff like that. Yes, right. There are different ways of how they play games, but games are being played on both sides. So let's not make it seem like women don't do it. Let's make it seem like men don't do it, because we both doing it. But it's all about, let's now be mature. Let's communicate. What are we? Are we fucking? Are you trying to wipe this up? Or what are we doing?
Do you just want my bread?
Like, not even, do you just need a couch to sleep on? Because if that's the case, I got a couch. Let's just be honest.
When you take the time to actually get to know a person,
correct,
you don't even have those type of problems, because once I know you for you and you know me for me,
You already accepting it.
Okay,
Correct.
so whatever
Correct.
it is, if you feel like I'm the nigga that's just gonna sleep on your couch, then you know I'm that nigga.
I'm not gonna lie.
Know what I'm saying?
And you got the choice. You got the choice before any bread been spun or any house
but
been bought. You got the choice of that.
But you got the choice as a man. If you're sleeping on somebody's couch and you understand that you in somebody else's household, you by my motherfucking rules, then maybe you need to get your ass out and get your own place.
But if that's the man and you know that's him, why do you want it?
But also, it's what you allow.
Yeah.
It's what you allow. Because it's all about what you allow, and it's about the communication. If I know that you the nigga that just want to get a couch, and I say, cool, you can sleep on my couch, we need to communicate. Like, how long I expect you being on this couch and things like that. Don't just sit here and think, and this is something that females do as well as men do, feel like over time things will change or a mind will be changed, when at the end of the day he showed you, she showed you, you accepted it, you allowed it. So at the end of the day you cannot be mad, but at the same time, at the other person who sat there and just abused that situation, on both sides, y'all both gotta sit here and be responsible.
If you know that I'm a liar,
right? Well, yeah, you're right at that point. But at the same time, but remember what I said.
Am I abusing you?
You're gonna change. I'm thinking you're gonna change. So at the same time, that's what I said. It's about what I allowed. I'm thinking you're gonna change. I'm hoping that you see how motivated I am and things like that. I'm hoping that when I talk to you, that changes your mind. I'm hoping that I can influence you. Like, that's what people think. We have hope that you can be better. So we want you to do better. But not all the times your actions are gonna be better. And that's where emotions get involved. You get irritated, it builds up, and that's when you clash.
That boils down to you did not fully get to know the person. That's
correct,
bottom line.
Correct. And that are not even getting to know that person, but actually really understanding what you're allowing and what type of person that is. That's when you become blind. To be honest, I'm blind to it. If me and you sitting here, like I said, if you sitting on my couch and I accept that, I'm in the back of my mind, I probably ain't said it to you, but I'm hoping that you do better. I'm hoping this time while you on my couch, things can get better for you. But I'm not necessarily talking to you about it. At this point, you like, shit, homegirl got me sleeping on the couch.
If I sit here and I truly say, okay, look, me and Roxanne, we talking, man. I talked to Roxanne, We've been talking for 2 years now. I know who you is.
Oh, and I know you ain't gonna. I know
who you is. I know what your potential is. And you can't pull
like she said, it's an expiration date. What about 2 months?
The expiration date is you knowing who I am and you coming to the realization like, okay, I know he is. I know he is who he is.
I guess the frustration is, why do I got to come to a realization?
Why can't the man do that?
Why can't you just, not even the man coming to a realization, but why the man can't be like, you know what, shorty been holding me down, you know what I'm saying? You know what situation you in. You know you could do better. You know your full potential. A man knows his full potential. You guys are gold. So at that point, like, you know you just sleeping on somebody's couch. And you see shorty out here working. Like, at any point, do you want to do something better than just sleeping on her couch?
No, because that's who he is.
But it's still,
it ain't registering.
It's still.
Listen, if I got a woman, like I was finna say, if I got a woman and I've been talking to this, I ain't even gonna say 2 years, because a lot of times that's not logical that you're gonna be talking to a woman for 2 years.
Right.
I'm gonna say I've been talking to a woman reasonably 7 months. In 7 months, I'm gonna know who you is. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put the other 5 on it. I've been talking to this woman for 1 year.
1 year.
I know who you is. I know if you can find a decent job.
Right.
I know if you just like to fuck.
Right.
I know if you got some ratchet, ignorant homegirls. I know everything about you within a full circle of life.
Right.
1 year. So now, as the man, I accept her. I'm willing to deal with her slick mouth and everything she got going on. Now I'm ready to open up my doors to you. Like, look, I got a house. I got 2 cars. You can drive one of the cars. I don't expect you to be nothing more than yourself.
And I've been guilty, and I place the blame on myself, of dealing with women that I know who they are, and I still deal with them.
Well, what were you expecting? Were you expecting them to change? Or did you see it that it was going to go somewhere? That's my thing. Y'all saying that women are who they are in that time span, as if somebody can't fucking change.
No, you can change.
There's no growth.
You can change, but I'm going to continue to use my personal, know what I'm saying, situation. You like certain things about them. Mm-hmm. And you know deep down that the negative part is outweighing the good part, but the little slither of the part that you like about them is what's keeping you there. But as soon as you, know what I'm saying, come to that realization, know what I'm saying, and it's just like, okay, I done did this long enough. Now I'm gone, but you can't blame nobody but yourself because it's like I know who she is.
You allowed it. And you are right at that point. Like, that's why I said at that point, both parties need to be accountable. I did allow it. He showed me his true colors. And I just was like, no, I don't see that. He's gonna change. I get that. And I get, like you said, you done bet with girls and you like, that little slither, maybe that ass was like fat or whatever. I don't know.
And like,
maybe you allowed it. So at that point, yeah, you do need to be accountable and you are guilty for that. And that is something where you're understanding. But at the same time, I guess it's just frustrating because we want the person to acknowledge that they can do better and that they should do better. But at the same time, let's stop pointing the finger, because when you point fingers, you got 3 fingers pointing back at you because you could have stopped that situation.
It's going to always boil down to self.
Right.
Because I know some women may feel like, oh, well, why you just won't say what it is and all that there. Listen, I can tell you everything. I can tell you whatever I want out my mouth.
But it's still not right as a man.
No, look, I can say, look, baby, look, I like you. I like how you look. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know you, but I like the physical part of you. A lot of people talking about the physical ain't nothing. Nah, the physical mean everything, because that's the first thing that a person sees. I need to be physically attracted to you. You pass that. Now, I accept that. Now, for me, look, I like to take care of my woman. I like to take my woman out to eat. I like to get my woman hair, nails done. I'm telling you all this stuff about me. Occasionally, I might slap the hell out you. Say a man does lay all this stuff out. He still got to prove that. He still got to prove everything that he said, whether it's good or bad.
No, if a nigga tell me he about to slap the hell out of me, I ain't staying to find out. What the hell? Like, I'm not about to stay to find out.
But listen, like bro say, okay, what if that's the one little thing?
That's the little slither.
Nah, that's the one bad thing.
Right.
He
but
said
he got all this money and he take care
look,
of
I got bread, XYZ, but he throw that little thing in there. Now, sometimes you get out of line, I might slap the hell out of you.
I did see an Instagram post and it was like, if a man told you that he made 5 figures a month, but he whoop you only on Wednesday, what would you do? And like people, like a lot of females, I'm not gonna lie, was in the comment was like,
get the Band-Aids
ready,
get the alcohol ready, get the ice pack ready.
That goes back to the last episode, money or respect.
You can have all the money in the world, but if you put your hands on me, I'm not about to sit here and stay. Like, if that's you, all means necessary, boo, do you. But I just that's my deal breaker. You're not finna put your hands on me.
Self accountability is one of the biggest things. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's like if I'm with a female and this the 4th time she, you know what I'm saying, done cheated on me, I'm not gonna be mad at her. I'm gonna be mad at myself.
Because you stayed.
She is who she is. I know who she is.
Exactly.
I been knew who she was.
Exactly.
I think a lot of times we see those red flags and we ignore them. You know what I'm saying? We ignore, we put them, because we know that they're instantly when you meet somebody. Probably, I know for me, instantly when you meet somebody and you had this conversation, you can kind of see where they mind at, where they head at, what they got going on, and you ignore these red flags. You know what I'm saying? You know if the nigga got money. You know what I'm saying? You know if he stay by himself. You know if he got all material. You know what's going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And at that point, when you had that conversation, that first 10 minutes, whatever the case may be, you make a decision if you want to move forward or not. Sometimes we ignore those red flags thinking that maybe this person could change or maybe it's some stuff that outweighs the bad. You know what I'm saying? But I think we need to pay attention to the red flags and understand that maybe that person, you don't need to move forward.
If you choose, I feel like even on both spectrums, whether it's male or female, a woman, when you're looking for a second half, when you're looking for your partner, I feel like women need to have more patience with themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because for one, y'all giving up too quickly with these men. You're looking for the wrong things. The things that you're looking for is the wrong thing to be looking for in a man. You know what I'm saying? Because
that's what I'm saying. What should we be looking for?
I mean, if you're looking for a man that has, like y'all just said, the first thing y'all talking about is, oh, he got to have somewhere to live. He got to have his own money.
I just told you I didn't say that.
I know, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, this majority of women, you know what I'm saying? Majority of women, they be talking about, oh, he got to have the same thing I got, or he got to match me, or whatnot. Okay, you're looking for the Cinderella man. You know what I'm saying? Life don't go like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm 40. You know what I'm saying? I done been in relationships and I've witnessed a lot of relationships.
Your life don't go like
that's
that.
what I'm saying.
Like,
you saying good, like it's a lot of men that got their own shit.
Not even just that. Not even.
Well, that's
not
what I'm
even
talking about. It's a lot of men that got their own shit at 40.
The prince that we're looking for, I'm Cinderella, the prince, he's out there. Like, that
No.
magical chase that women are looking for, that happy ending is out there.
I didn't say
it's
it
just
wasn't.
not necessarily something that you can provide to that female when
No.
they're looking for it for
No.
you.
That's what,
This-
it's nothing wrong with a woman
And that's not-
wanting
that's
to
not
Y'all
nothing
have.
wrong
ain't,
with
you ain't
that.
let me finish saying
But it's
what I'm
not.
saying.
It's nothing wrong with a woman wanting to
ahead
have
and
a
finish.
man that has their own. I mean, a woman, or excuse me, a man that has his own house and wanting her to match. Like, it's nothing wrong with that.
I never said it was.
You did. You just said
No,
that
I
those
didn't.
are not things that we should be looking
Finish
for.
what
I
you was
said,
saying,
I
so
know.
we can-
So how
so
is
we
that
can
saying
say
that
that.
it's not out there?
So go ahead. Go ahead.
Finish what you
Okay.
was saying.
That's what y'all looking for.
Mhm.
But both of y'all have witnessed enough in life
Mhm.
to know that it don't go like that. You probably can't tell me two people that you know personally that it has went like that. You know why you don't know
Like,
two people
I don't-
that personally is went like that? Because it don't go like that for a very
understand
high
what you mean.
percentage of the
Go
world.
like what?
That's why I say I don't understand what you mean.
Go like
Cinderella.
meeting somebody who has all the characteristics to the T that you're looking for in a man.
Oh no, I'm not saying that they will have all those characteristics. That's just our
Some.
that's our perception. That doesn't mean that because we have that perception that's reality.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's that Sam. That's
But
what his
we
name.
didn't. But we didn't say that. We
what
said,
name
what do
was?
you think is a
Kevin
man?
Samuels.
That's that Kevin Samuels. It's not realistic.
But no, it can be realistic, and I can understand that they may not have all necessarily every trait because nobody's perfect. However, the man that we want, the man that we said that we need in our life is there. It might not necessarily be something that you like or something that you do, but it is somebody out there. You cannot speak for every nigga. It's gonna be a lame ass nigga that got all my fucking traits. It's gonna be a healthy ass, wealthy ass nigga that got all my traits. I may not know where he at, but he there. I understand in your reality, he may not be there because, like you said, you like what you like. But
What
what
I'm
you
saying
like
is-
ain't what I like.
What I'm saying is, in reality, based on what you've seen for yourself, what you've experienced for yourself.
Nobody has all my traits. Nobody. A damn dog don't have my trait. Like, nobody has the traits I want.
So what I'm saying is, yeah, you got the expectation of this man that is going to have all the requirements that you see in your mind that he should have. What I'm saying is, logically, like to the last episode, logically, realistically, that don't happen. That percentage rate happens with very small people in life.
But you just said it don't happen. Either it don't happen or it's a small percentage. Because at the end of the day, I have dreams and I have goals and I want to be that small percentage.
Well, I feel like in most cases, and I feel like this is my personal opinion, first of all, but I feel like 95% of men and women, for the men, the woman that's going to love you and be the person that you want him to be, you don't want her. For the women, the man that's going to love you the way, you know what I'm saying, you want to be loved and treat you the way you want to be treated, you don't want him.
And boy, you just said
And that's
you
really
said a mouthful, boy.
that's really what it all boiled down to for men and women. The man that's gonna do you the way you want to be dead, you don't want him.
Exactly.
I mean, that could be definitely true.
Most
'cause, like,
women don't.
that could be true because, like you said, like I just said about the corny nigga and the wealthy nigga, you right. I might be chasing the wealthy ass nigga, and it's the corny nigga that really is the nigga that can do it for me, and I'm
Right.
too busy looking at that. And that goes back to respect or money. I'm gonna go with the person. I'm gonna go with my respect. It's not always about money. I can build with a lame ass nigga. I could be with a lame ass nigga. It's not all like for you. You just said they have to look good. Not all the time. It's always about physical to me, and I understand if
Yeah.
that's to you. I don't really have to. You don't have to be no tall ass nigga with a like. I can date a fat ass nigga. I don't give a fuck. Like it's not always
Yeah,
about the looks.
no.
It's about the person
All-
at the inside.
All
I mean,
I'm saying is every woman right now in 2023 got at least 10 men that'll drink your bath water and you
don't-
not
and you don't want
and
them.
you don't want them.
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
Exactly.
Why
Why y'all don't
Why-
want them?
No, I can tell you why I don't want you. Because you might can drink my bath water, but you don't think that I know about your ass for real. You probably done smashed one of my homegirls. You probably a nasty ass nigga that I know from. It's many factors of why I don't want these niggas to drink my bath water. Just like you have expectations, I have expectations too. Just like you said, it's okay for her to have preferences. That's my preference. You might not be my preference. I probably found out you had a little dick. I probably don't want you. Like, it's many factors to it.
So that's a deal breaker for you, huh?
No, I ain't say that was good. I didn't. well, no, I'm not gonna say that's a deal breaker, but I'm just saying, like, those are things I could find out things about you that is like, no, it ain't for me. If you fucking see, if I found out you got a baby mama and I know your baby mama, but you don't know that we cool, and I found out you beating on your baby mama, why would I want you?
But no, listen, I ain't talking about that guy. I'm talking about them guys when you looking
them
at
random guys that's in my DMs.
I'm talking about that guy when y'all women is looking at y'all profile and y'all thinking, y'all saying this in y'all head. I know that he a good dude. I know that he'll treat me right.
I ain't never said that shit. I ain't never said that.
I mean, but in the same respect, it go for y'all men.
I said it go both ways.
Yeah, it be plenty of women that y'all come across that you know that this is a good woman, but you don't fucking want her. Like, she might be taking care of you. She might be doing all these things, making sure that you on a platform that you need to be as a man and all these things, but you don't want her. It's the same.
Yeah, it go both ways.
It's the same.
But why? But if that's the case, though, if you fucking on that girl or if you fucking on that nigga, and it should be the communication. Like, I don't want to fuck on you. You ain't my type. This is why you ain't my type, and all this other stuff. Like, it should be y'all should be comfortable enough to have that conversation. That woman should be woman enough to take that, but at the same time, it's all about your delivery. It's all about how y'all started. It's all about y'all communication skills. If y'all communication skills is not there, it becomes conflict. It becomes confrontational. Like, it becomes too much. Then she being aggressive, you being aggressive. It's just a verbal.
At the end of the day, these good relationships that really take place be two people that really want each other.
Absolutely.
And it don't be no like me. I'm not finna be with no woman I don't want to be with, because for one, it's not gonna be real.
I mean, I respect that. It's just
I can't do it.
It's just all on how you present it. Cause how you just said that shit right now is just hard as hell. I feel like we just broke up. Like, damn, nigga, like, stop talking to me like we on the damn court.
Yeah,
like, damn.
If it's a woman that I don't want to be with, I can't be with you. I can't fake that. I can't fake that I like you and that I'm finna be with you and that we finna go the distance. No, you not the type of girl I want to be with.
That's how you say it?
Yeah. You not the type of girl that I want to be with and that I'm finna go the distance with.
We talking. You telling me you don't want to be with me no more. And I'm just like, Mike, I really enjoy our time.
I ain't gonna
stop laughing.
So talk to her in a way that
I really enjoy, you, and I really want to work things out. I know I be bitching and nagging, or, I'm just so stressed out. Like, why are you looking like that?
Listen, I cannot be with you.
Why?
Because I don't want to be with you.
But why?
You're not the type of woman I want to be with.
What type of woman is that?
Not you.
What am I not?
Not you. You're not the type of woman I want to be with.
Why? Like, what did I do?
You ain't do nothing. You're just not the type of woman I want to be with.
I have to do something for you to know that I'm not that type of woman.
I just don't like you.
At that point, I'm going to just start talking shit now. Like, nigga, you wasted my time. I done gave you this coochie, and I know you had a good time in this coochie.
And there's a lot of that going on, too, where the man might express that he don't want to be with her, but still be fucking hanging around. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you don't want to be, exit.
I feel like sometimes guys don't want to exit, though. And
no, they don't.
They don't want to exit.
Misleading.
But sometimes they don't want to exit because they want to be a friend. And I feel like guys need to understand that sometimes females cannot detach like that.
And
they don't detach.
But most times, I wouldn't say most times, but it's certain circumstances where a man will be just the way, you know what I'm saying, bruh said, and women, they won't take that as an answer.
Yeah, because I kept saying why.
Yeah, so
because I want to know why the fuck you gonna sit here and punching me. You fucking me real good, Mike. We good. We be going out to eat. We be having a good time, Mike. And you want to just sit here and say I'm not the woman for you, nigga. Like, I need questions, but at the same time,
hanging around, nigga still on the couch.
But at the same you still stepping on my couch every day. But at the same time, as a woman, at that time, once a man tells you that he don't want to be with you no more and he don't want to give you an explanation, it's time to just cut it off at that point. Yeah. So, but the reason why I asked why is because, like, I'm in character. I want you, Mike. Like, I just sat here told you
but
if
I'm eating chicken and I say I like chicken, you like, why? It's like, because I like it.
Bring up chicken, like.
Does it taste good? Is it marinated well? Is it seasoned well?
But to me, that sounds like a kid. That sounds like a kid.
Talk to me like I'm fucking 5 years old.
That sounds like a kid with the why, mom. Where does babies come from? Oh, they come out the stomach. Why? Because you had sex and why? Come on, man.
That's not a why. Because if you at the doctor and he tell you got cancer and you
want an explanation.
Why? How? What happened? When? What? That you need to know these information.
It's not
But,
childish.
but everything don't grant a detailed reason.
No,
because
you just don't want to give that detail.
Everything doesn't have a detailed reason.
You don't want to give it.
Everything don't have a detailed reason.
If we're in an interview and I'm asking questions, you give me
If the
answers.
woman say, if I say, look, I don't want to be with you, and they say why, and because I don't like you.
Exactly. You ain't even tell me that, Mike.
I just said that.
No, you said I'm not the woman you want to be with. So what the fuck is that?
That's the detail.
But no, but help
I
me.
gotta give you more detail.
Yes, like what the fuck did I do? Because we were just out eating, Mike. You were just on my couch. So what did I do for
But
you to
I don't
realize
like you
that?
no more.
Okay. You just not gonna fucking like me then, nigga. Ask your homeboy.
Right.
I'm just playing.
Then that's when
But for real, like seriously, I just feel like that's a generic question. I mean, a generic answer. Like I feel like if we've been rocking for a while, I feel like I deserve more. I know I deserve more of an explanation because if I stop fucking with you, I'm gonna let you know, like, hey, like I stopped fucking with you because you can't stop fucking with Quisha. Like you must love Quisha more than you love me. You still texting that bitch. Like you still sitting here hanging with this nigga. You know goodness well he gonna get you back where you know what I'm saying? It's just like I'm gonna tell you why. You know what I'm saying? Or, nigga, you been saying you gonna get this job for about 3 months and you still ain't got it. I'm struggling with bills and stuff like that. Like, I'm gonna tell you.
But you told me why. If me and you going together and I'm on your top, I'm like, damn, Roxanne, why you don't want to be with me? And you just be like, Mike, I don't like you. And it's like, dang, you don't like me.
But you didn't
What
say
else?
that. You just said, I'm not the... If I say, Mike, I don't want to be with you no more, you're not the man I want.
That's it.
What the fuck have I been fucking with then?
What's behind it?
You don't want to know what type of man I want?
No.
You don't want to know what
it
you
ain't
did?
me.
But you don't want to know what you did.
No.
Because you sitting here liking me. You
Mm-mm.
still have feelings for it. You just cut your emotions off once I told you what you said. You
That's
just cut
it.
it off.
Why should I care? Keep it on. If I'm telling you, like, Roxanne, I
Because
want
if
to be
it's
with you.
real, it can come back eventually.
Nah, ain't no comeback if you done told me I ain't the man you want to be with. If you say, Mike, you ain't the man I want to
Or
be
you
with.
can change, Mike, because if I'm sitting, say for example,
Mike don't believe in change.
Right. Well, I don't know about that, but
I'm telling you.
Say for example,
How you know what I believe in?
You don't believe in change because clearly when all these different episodes that we have, we talk about change. You have a problem with accepting people change or people growth as if people cannot come back from where they came from. It is what it is in that moment, as if people can't change.
You can change.
I just feel like you should give me. I feel like you should give me feedback on why it didn't work out. I understand, even if me and you not getting back together. I just feel like I should hear from you because we had something where you should tell me.
The thing was, I like you.
Mm-hmm.
Roxanne, why you don't want to be with me? Mike, you're not the man I want to be with. Fine.
But I would never say that.
I'm gone.
I would never say you're not the man I want to be. You're not the man I want to be because X, Y, Z.
See, but I don't care about the because. Because the because ain't nothing but a bunch of bullshit.
I think once your feelings got
First
hurt,
and foremost, you don't want to be with me. I don't care why. All right.
Well, that's not what women want.
You know what I'm saying?
That's not what I want.
Why would I care about the rest of the goddamn on doo-doo that's finna come behind what you finna say because I ain't the man you want to be with?
You don't want to hear, like, what if it's something that you could change about yourself?
My point.
Because I'm me.
Okay.
The woman for me is gonna accept me for me.
When you meet a nigga like Mike, you accept him for him, okay? Don't think he finna change. Don't think.
I mean, you got to accept everybody for who they is.
Yeah, but at the same time, we're growing. We age.
But that's
the human.
What I did when I was 20 ain't what I'm gonna do when I'm 40.
That's
like
what I'm
changing.
I feel like y'all missing
evolving.
a human experience. That's kind of what we was talking about before.
The
about
woman,
emotions and the logic.
I'm not the same bitch
It's
I was
not,
5 years ago.
People change. People grow. People grow. Just because in that moment they are who they are, we already know you are the man that you're supposed to be. You know that you are the woman that you're supposed to be. But people fucking change.
Yeah.
If you are the same man that you are fucking 20 years ago, that says something a lot about you. You need to grow. You need to go to the next level.
Okay.
You shouldn't be the same man that you are. And if you are, there's usually a problem.
Why?
It's toxicity. Something is happening.
No, it's
but
not.
if you're the same man that you are 20 years ago,
Listen,
because it's growth, it's levels, it's child to adolescence to grown elders.
Okay, how is God? God say I'm the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
So there's nothing in the Bible that mentions God changing.
No.
It ain't nothing changing at all.
It ain't nothing in the Bible where God changed. That's Bible. God say I'm the same today, yesterday, and tomorrow.
So nowhere in the Bible.
Well, when you put it out how it is, then that gives everybody time to, know what I'm saying, proceed and move forward with their life. The watered down version is what causes confusion, and then you got to have extra dialogue, know what I'm saying, and then you going around in circles and circles. But when you sever it, like he say, do you want to be with me? Nah, I don't want to be with you. I'm gone.
It ain't nothing else to talk about.
But when I'm pleading asking questions, then now you kind of feeling bad when you know you really don't want to be with me.
Exactly.
Now I done wheeled you back in for another 3 months. Then it happened again. It's like it's just a toxic. It's a toxic
It don't
process.
have to be that way. If I sit here and ask you why, like I just sat here and said, if Mike sat here and was like, you know what, I don't like how aggressive you are when you talk to me and things like that, and it just ain't working out for me. I can respect that and walk away, understanding that I am a little bit too aggressive when I talk to men. So moving forward, because this man don't want nothing to do with me, I need to learn how to talk, be more softer. I need to learn how to evolve and grow and realize that talking down to a man is not how to keep a man.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, I'm not necessarily trying to reel you back in, but I need to know if there's something broke before you sit here and walk away from this relationship. Give me my last advice or your last best feedback from the situation to help me grow.
It ain't nothing wrong.
Ain't nothing wrong with explaining that shit
but
to me.
In the same sense, it's like, okay.
Help a
Mike,
bitch out.
No, look, Mike.
Listen, I've been going in.
Mike, why you
don't
want to be? Mike, why you don't want to be with me? Oh, you too emotional. Now,
Cool. I mean,
but no,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be emotional because I love Mike.
But what I'm saying is, just because he felt you was too emotional, the next man that you get with, he might love that you're emotional.
And you're right.
So
and,
him
but
telling
that's
you
my
that
decision. That's my
ain't gonna do
decision.
nothing for you.
But that's my decision. That's my decision.
See, where I was
how
going with it
want to
was the man for you. He gonna accept
go.
your
Correct.
crazy mouth, your dreads. He gonna accept you
What's wrong with that?
slapping him. He gonna accept everything. You ain't gotta change nothing. Now, as the woman that you are, at some point in the relationship, first and foremost, let me finish. I know you're ready to say something. I know you're ready to say something. So listen.
Yeah,
Listen, the man then accepted you for who you are.
Mhm.
Listen, Roxanne,
Mhm.
I love the woman that you are. Everything about you. Now we're together 2-3 years down the line. As a woman, who you are for yourself, you might come to realization of like, you know what? I be talking crazy to this nigga. You yourself come to the conclusion of that. You know what? I'm finna stop that. He notices this. Dang, she don't be talking crazy no more.
That nigga might like that shit though. He like, damn. She learned that shit on her own. Like growth.
Yeah,
Growth.
but first and foremost, he accepted you for who you was
Right.
already.
Yes, he accepted it, but now I realize, damn, I got a good ass man, and I be talking to this man wrong. Let me change, and let me show this man he's a king. Let me build with this man. Let me show him that he ain't got to worry about near.
But you just said it yourself. The change is going to come within you.
It can,
You gotta,
but not all the time.
You can't change me, but
no,
you can.
No. Sometimes
No.
I need a teacher. Sometimes I need my man to lead me and tell me how to be a good person. Sometimes I need to have that person to check me and let me know, just like the whole deal breaker with the friendship. Sometimes you need to have that person in your fucking corner to help you, to tell you when it's good and when it's bad.
You need that
So-
person.
Regardless,
You
don't
need that
just
person
drop
to
me.
advocate
So as
for you.
adults,
As a fucking grown ass man.
So listen here, as grown male and females,
Yes.
you don't know right from wrong.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it always is nice to have somebody in your corner to let you know, hey, you're wrong. Let you know, hey, you're right. Hey, you're doing a good job. I need somebody to be in my
Maybe
corner.
you never had that
I need
before.
somebody to uplift me.
And you don't
I'm not
know.
saying that if I don't have that person that I'm lost and I'm lonely. But when you have that person, whether it's your best friend, your mama, your daddy, your cousin, your husband, your wife, anybody, if you have that support, that unconditional love, when I'm ugly, when I'm cute, when I just can't, when nobody else want me, that love right there is amazing. And that's what I'm saying in a relationship.
But
You don't just because you don't like something don't mean you're gonna just give up on me. You're gonna fight for this because you have faith in me. Just like I have faith you're gonna get the fuck off this couch and you're gonna get a fucking job.
That still boiled down to all what you said still fall under the category of the man accepting you for who you is.
Basically.
Okay.
Because it's just like people, you know what I'm saying, that is on drugs. It don't matter how much I tell you on bullshit and you on drugs and you need to get off drugs. The person that's on drugs ain't gonna get off drugs until they come to their own realization.
You gonna do it on your own.
They decide to be like, okay, I'm ready to get off drugs now. In this moment, I'm ready to get off drugs now.
But is it somebody that came and helped that person?
No,
help them?
Usually not.
I mean,
It's interventionist things that's happen. It's not always. For me, a lot of times when y'all talk, it's just like we understand that a person has to do it on their own. They have to go inside their inner self and make changes. What we're trying to say is sometimes someone else can come along and try to help them and teach them the changes or what's
Yeah.
right from wrong. We know that you are older. We
Yeah.
know that you are grown, and you know that you're supposed to know right or wrong. But how do you know what's right or wrong if nobody taught you or you don't know? You haven't had those experiences.
So this is what I'm trying to figure out, and I want both of y'all to give me y'all input on this. What is y'all talking about when we're talking about right and wrong?
That's a matter of perception until I find out that if
So-
I come across something, for instance, I'm just using this as an example. In my family, I grew up around hoarders. So I'm thinking that this is the way that it's supposed to be. When I walk into this house, it's supposed to be like this. Until I went to somebody else's house and said, it's fucking clean. And at that point, that's when I'm like, oh, this is the way that it's supposed to be. I don't know the difference between right and wrong until I see someone else's experience and I make it and I evaluate my own.
And you was a full blown adult when you did that, or were you? How old were you when
I
you
was a
figured-
teen,
Oh,
but
okay.
still, but
no,
doesn't matter.
no,
Doesn't matter.
that still does not matter. That still does not matter
I
because
just
just
said
because
as
she
an
learned
adult.
as a,
I said adult male
I
and
haven't
adult
learned
female.
a lot. Hold
What is
on.
y'all talking about?
I haven't learned a lot about what I mean by right or wrong is by a different perspective. To answer your question,
That's why
it is a different perspective. So, as an example, if I'm in a relationship and, like we said, I'm talking down on a person. I could have sat here and been raised where I'm used to seeing my mama talk down to a man. But as I get older and I'm sitting, because I had a lot of guys that allowed me to talk down to them. But as I get older and I meet a Mike and you like, that's not how things go. Or I meet your parents and I see how your mama don't talk to your daddy like that. I realize like, damn, people don't live like that. I was so sheltered. In my household and how I was brought, I never really went to nobody else's house. I never really saw how their parents do. But when I finally get into an adult life and I see how my spouse parents are, I'm realizing something. Understand that life is just full of growth. Life is full of different experiences and learning that people were raised and grew up a different way. So what I thought was normal, like she said, regardless of what age she found out that it's not cool about a hoarder house, she learned. I can learn that at an older age. Everybody's journey is not the same. Everybody's timeline is not the same. You are learning as an adult. You are learning that some things you did as a child and as a pre-adult or a young adult ain't right now. Like for real, we're learning a lot about history and black culture and stuff like that we thought was right.
Y'all ain't gave me no example of something that was in adult life, something that was right that you was taught that it was wrong.
Because by the time I hit 21 years old, all of the crazy stuff I did, I literally knew I was doing it.
So that's why I'm saying, as an adult, male or female, what situation, because what y'all really are saying are based off opinions. Because in my house, we eat with plastic forks only. In this house, they eat with only silverware. So you mean to tell me that was wrong because in this house you was raised up eating with plastic forks and in this house they eat with silverware?
Okay, cool.
That doesn't mean that this was wrong?
I was told that Christopher Columbus...
That's an opinion.
I was told Christopher Columbus discovered America. I just found out a couple of motherfucking years ago that motherfucker won't have fucking no goddamn America. That was wrong as hell for us to sit here and still have this holiday to this day for this nigga.
And let's go. Let's talk about that.
Like it's a lot of shit we're learning as adults that was wrong.
Let's talk about
this
history.
Shit is wrong.
Let's talk about history. We can go since you want to talk about adult.
Like that's a lot
in
of
my
shit.
adult lifehood, when I'm in history, I'm sitting in history class and I'm learning about all these different prominent presidents and all of this stuff and all these type of things. They never talked about the black experience when we fucking ran the world. They never talk about the Moors in Europe and how they fucking ran the world and they learned white people learned a lot from the Moors in Europe. We didn't learn about that. You know what I'm saying?
But that's information. We're talking about something within yourself.
That is myself.
That you
as a black
history
woman,
as a black woman,
we really were powerful. We're powerful. We was not raised as a.
We weren't always slaves.
You was not raised for real. Like not even trying to be funny. When you was in school, they told you as a black man you a king.
No.
Exactly. But what I'm telling you right now to your fucking face, you are a fucking king.
So subconsciously that does something to you.
Right.
When you don't know these things and you're looking at
your
it.
goal.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, and me telling you that, I'm saying you a king. But when we was in school, we was talking about people like...
That's kind of then left the spectrum of what we was talking about.
Right from wrong.
Yeah.
Right. No, what's wrong is no one told us our value. What's right is that we are fucking bomb. That we are the best. That's right. No one told us our value. We had to learn it later down the line is what I'm saying. So you are right. I understand where you're trying to understand what's right and wrong. What's right is to let everyone know, regardless of your skin color, how you are valued and what you can bring to the table. As a black man, I don't feel like no one tells black men their full potential.
But that goes back to what I was saying. As an adult, and as you knowing who you are as a real woman,
Mm-hmm.
that all boils down to that same spectrum right there of you knowing who you are. That's what I said a real woman is. You know who you are. You know who you are as a woman.
Right, but no one taught me that. And I
But
feel like
we saying more in the sense of like morally. Is it right or wrong to go up and slap a stranger in the face? Know what I'm saying? If I step on, if I bump into you, know what I'm saying? Is it, know what I'm saying, right or wrong for me to be like, know what I'm saying, apologize, I'm sorry.
But a lot of people don't apologize. A lot of people don't apologize. A lot of people don't sneeze. That shit is nasty. That's wrong.
According
I mean,
to
a lot of people don't cover their mouth.
But what do you mean according to me?
It's opinionated.
But what are we really talking about? Because people make mistakes. Like, yeah, we know the difference between right and wrong, but people make fucking mistakes. I think that's what we're trying to say. People make mistakes where people, it's accountability, and if you acknowledge that mistake that you made and you come back around and try to fix it, yeah, you know right
you
from
can
wrong.
break an old habit.
Yeah, you know, just like you say you went to prison. You knew right from fucking wrong.
Yeah.
But you still went to prison though. You know what I'm saying? In your adult lifehood.
But
that was a mistake or a thing that
it wasn't a
I can't
mistake.
say that was a mistake.
It wasn't a
because
mistake. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
You learned.
Learn what?
You learned from that
What
experience.
I learned?
When you was in prison, you didn't learn from that experience?
What did I learn?
So being in prison, you didn't learn anything?
I knew what I was doing.
Exactly.
That's
That
what we
doesn't-
get.
But in
That's what we
prison, you
saying.
didn't learn anything.
That don't got
From
nothing.
you being right or wrong.
That don't got
So
nothing.
are
to
you
do
going to
with-
go back out and do the same fucking thing?
If I want to, I know what I'm doing.
Right.
So you know your sacrifices.
No, basically what
he
he's
knows
saying
his
is
consequences
when he went to
afterward.
prison, he didn't go to prison thinking like, oh, I didn't know I was going to go to prison for doing this.
That's what I'm saying.
She's
Accepting
not
the
saying
change.
she's not
You're
saying that.
not understanding what I'm saying.
What she's saying is, we know our right from wrongs. You knew when you was out there, you knew you was wrong for what you did. You knew your consequences. So when you were in jail, did you think like, damn, moving forward, I don't want to be back in this place no more, so I'm not going to do that again. That's more what she's saying. I definitely understand. Before you got to jail, you knew your consequences. You knew
We know as adults.
You knew it was wrong.
Yeah.
You knew your sacrifice.
Yeah,
so when you was in there, you was like, shit,
no,
I knew
that's-
this could
what
happen.
you just said is what we saying. We know as adults.
They know
what
that
we
they're
do.
And that's why I keep saying as grown adult males
But
and
not
females,
all-
Our time
but
is
what
not
is y'all
every-
been talking about?
but not
Talking about right
everybody
from
has,
wrong.
but not everybody has that mindset. Some people are missing screws. Some people don't really catch on.
Well,
We're not necessarily. I'm talking for other people. We're not talking for ourselves right now. Understand that it's other people that
Yeah,
are
we
different.
ain't talking about the exceptions to
Right.
the rule. We talking about the majority. We talking about the masses.
But you need to understand, do you really know the majority? Because to be honest, not
You
trying to
just
be
know the
funny,
people in your
from moving from Virginia to Florida, y'all motherfuckers is different.
They're different.
Y'all different. And it's not in a negative way. It can be in a negative way, but it can also be in a positive way. And we could be different in a negative way, and we could be different in a positive way. But y'all are different. Y'all mindsets, I'm not trying to come for nobody from Florida, are a lot different than what I'm used to from Virginia. And that's something where I could sit here and be like, I ain't no motherfuckers think like that. So at the same time, you really don't know majority. You really need to understand that people are different in many ways. At my job, I've met many people that are very smart. However, they're not common sense smart. They're not street smart. So you have to understand that people are sheltered. They don't live that life. They don't see it. So when they do grow up and they're finally out their parents, like their parents probably passed away and now they're really alone, they're learning as they're an adult. They don't know.
Do you know what makes a society a society?
What makes a society a society?
Is that we all agree, majority of people agree on this certain idea, and we all hold to this idea. That's what makes a society. So we have to, as a majority, agree on certain things, or things wouldn't be held together the way they're held together. We're held together on ideas. And that's why when people like Kanye West and stuff like that, when they go against the traditional ideals that are in place, he's kind of shaking up, know what I'm saying, the foundation of society. A lot of people do think the same way. That's what makes a society, because we all hold these ideas and we all believe in these ideas that we hold. That's what makes a society a society.
I feel like what also makes society, or what they talk about, is law. You know what I'm saying? So we talk about morals and what's right or wrong. If we talk about law, slavery, you know what I'm saying, was a fucking law. You know what I'm saying? But was that right or wrong? People thought in that time frame they were doing, a lot of white people thought they were doing the right fucking thing. And they mentioned the Bible, they mentioned all these things, they doing the right thing because this is fucking law.
Well, laws,
but that was back.
Laws is ideas.
But I'm saying that it doesn't make it right. You talking about what's right or what's wrong. And slavery was a law. And that's not right. It's not morally right. You know what I'm saying? But you have men. You have grown men that have plantations and have all these things that thought they were doing the right fucking thing until they were taught otherwise. So it's the same difference.
There was a law.
But do you mean, are you, okay, yeah, it was a law. So are you saying that law was right?
Yeah, it was right.
Why? Now I'm about to go back. Why?
Why do you think slavery was?
Because
ignorant. Why do you think that?
That's ignorant.
Yeah, that's ignorant.
No.
For you to say
Explain.
slavery.
No. Explain why was slavery ignorant. Why was slavery?
First of all,
ignorant.
I know, and I'm finna show you why it's not ignorant. Since it's ignorant,
just explain, please, to me.
In the Bible, a group of people disobeyed what God said. God told them anything God says is law. Whatever comes out of Yahweh's mouth, written, is law. He said, for y'all disobeying me, you will be taken to a land that is not your own. You will be treated very badly for 400 years. God said this. That was a law. So it was good. It had to happen. Anything God says is good.
So do you understand that in Europe, also white people were slavery? He wasn't talking about black people. Maybe he was talking about the white people that were enslaved. Do you understand that white people were in bondage as well? And that's the part that we don't talk about in history.
I don't care about white people.
So he wasn't talking about black people.
I'm talking about the black people.
You don't care about black people either because you sitting here saying that it's okay. It was okay for us to go through that torture, that pain.
But see,
I understand. Hold on. I mean, I don't mean to be no disrespect, and I say this with the most respect or whatever. I get where you coming from. I really do. And I'm hearing you 100%. And I hear like how you are converting these words. But at the same time, I'm not going to touch on God. Say what you say, God. But you're saying that was right.
Yeah.
That we went through slavery. So you're saying that that's right, that they raped women. You're saying that that's right, that they killed kids, that they killed men, that they killed your ancestors. You're saying that that's right.
I ain't say that.
That's basically what that was slavery.
See, that's what I said earlier. That's what I said earlier. When I say something, I said what I said. If I say this is a computer, I didn't say this is a video game. I said that slavery was right. It was just because it was done by God. Now the things that took place in the slavery may have been wrong with the rapes and all that other stuff because God don't approve of nothing like that. Right. So the rapes and the killings and the hangings and all that stuff was curses and stuff that took place that those were not right.
Because a lot of people.
But the slavery itself, when God said obey your slave masters, because in the eyes of God, you obey your slave master because God's ideal of the slavery was for you to be in the bondage under a certain principality of people. So when they started doing the raping and the killing and the ostracizing and cutting niggas nuts off and all that junk, no, that was wrong.
So what was the right part is my question.
The right part was the slavery itself.
But what does that mean? Like, tell me which your definition of slavery is. So it was okay for us to sit here and be working in fields and just working and listening to what he had to say.
If that's the definition of slavery, yes, because God implemented that.
But what is your definition of slavery is my question.
My definition of slavery don't mean nothing to the T in China. What is my definition? It don't matter. Whatever the definition of slavery was that they implemented was what was supposed to be implemented by God.
But that doesn't make sense. Like, and I'm not trying to be funny. That makes no sense. If you can't explain to me the right by just saying the slavery and you can't go into details, like you just went into details of the things that wasn't right. You told me what was wrong, but you still ain't told me what was right other than just being generic and saying slavery. I need to because how I'm taking it is the opposite way of how you're trying to explain it. So I'm trying to receive your comment in the right way.
Whatever the definition of slavery is.
No. Now, whatever the definition, I need you to help me understand how you comprehend it to understand your mindset.
Well, the definition of slavery to me is being in bondage under a Pacific people. Okay. And being driven and told what to do and being under supervision of a Pacific people. That's my definition of slavery.
Yeah, because when you think of slavery, everybody that had slaves didn't hang people from trees and
they were just under authority of a Pacific people.
It's just like being in prison, you a slave.
You're under the authority of the prison.
Under the authority of somebody else. So you a slave.
So that's what I think.
Now the things that go on in prison, no. A lot of the stuff that go on in there ain't right. But if prison was ran the right way, you would be a slave. You would be in there doing your time, in confinement, getting your mind right, your body right.
But that's because you did something against the law. There are people.
Did something
all
against
slaves
God.
did not. I don't. What? Tell me what we did. What was done? Tell me what was done for my ancestors to get that. Tell me.
Okay.
Tell me what
Listen,
they did.
this is what happened. This is what happened.
If that's how y'all believe.
Listen, I'm finna give you a scenario. Okay. Say I got a son.
Mm-hmm.
I got little Mike running around, right? Boom. I got little Mike. I got my queen. I'm King Michael, and I got Queen Sheba right here. We done had little Mike. Okay, boom. Little Mike grows up to be able to talk and understand a little bit about life. You know what I'm saying? He's 20 plus years old, let's say. Little Mike, is running around here saying that I'm not his dad. And I'm like, what? He's like, nah, you're not my dad. And he's telling me that this microphone is his dad. Mm-hmm. So Lil Mike is running around telling me that this microphone is his dad. He telling me and Queen Sheba that y'all, and I don't know y'all, I like this microphone is my mom and my dad. And he's praying and worshiping a mic. God had a set of people. God had a set of people. God is telling these people, you worship me. I am the creator. I am the creator of everything. So you mean to tell me I created you and you gonna be running around here praying to a piece of wood? Y'all done created a wooden statue praying to it, throwing jewels and stuff down to the feet of it. God got angry. He said, you know what? I'm finna send y'all in the bondage for 400 years for playing with me. And that's what happened. The law. You broke the laws of God. Being disobedient. That's why the Bible tells you, it says obedience over sacrifice. Do what you're told to do.
Okay. And I can understand the sacrifice. So you telling me that somebody in the past did something and God said for 400 years, black people are going to be slaves.
In a nutshell, yes.
So you telling me he got mad at some people some Jews and said, now Jews finna be some slaves. Because Jews also were slaves too, the Holocaust.
White people were as well. That's
so
another thing.
So I'm just trying to understand your meaning, because is that story for every and anybody?
Yeah,
or is that for black people at this point?
Black people weren't the only people that were slaves.
Correct.
That's what I'm saying. He wasn't talking about black people.
So I'm just trying to understand, like, was it directed towards black people? Like, how can you define what family or what ancestors were cursed? Because right now, I hear what you're saying. I believe in the word, and I get what you're saying. It makes sense of how you're saying it. I just don't agree with the slavery part, because I feel like God has. I don't want to say God has nothing to do with slavery, because God has something to do with everything.
No, what I'm saying.
But I don't feel like slavery was right. That's not where we go right.
Only way you're saying that is to go against what God has and put in.
I mean, in your conversion, that's how you feel.
What I'm saying is in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? To a person who doesn't believe in the Bible.
The Bible also say, thou shalt not disrespect your mother and father. I'm pretty sure, I'm not even trying to be funny, you have been disrespectful.
To who?
To either somebody that was like your elder.
Anything, what you're talking about is one of the 10 commandments. It says, honor thy mother and thy father.
Yes, but I'm saying I'm pretty sure you have broken that. So don't try to pick and choose a scripture and try to like.
No, see those 10 commandments. You got 10 commandments.
Correct.
I'm pretty sure that you've been broken one of them at some point in time in your life.
Absolutely.
That's called sin.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what am I picking and choosing? The punishment for sin was death.
Okay, so I agree with that. And
the punishment for sin was death.
We all have sinned.
Okay, so during those times when you sinned, there had to be a sacrifice. Mm-hmm. So back then in those times, they used to sacrifice animals.
Slavery was a sacrifice.
No, slavery was a punishment. Mm-hmm. Slavery was a punishment for the people. So they had different villages and stuff. So during those time periods, people would commit sins. And whatever time, or once a month, or once every 2 weeks, or however they did it, they had to do a sacrifice and make these offerings to God. Through animal sacrifice, lamb or whatever they chose to use. Mm-hmm. During the course of time, the laws became too strict for man. And God seen that because too many people were dying. So that's when Jesus Christ came into play.
I just need to know exactly how we get slavery. Like, what did our ancestors do that got us slavery? Right, but what can we do now if we're gonna go based off of your saying? What are we do? Are we encouraging people to do that at that point?
Encourage people to what?
To repent, so we won't have another 400 years.
Well, right now, that part of the
Because
Bible.
to be honest, this world we living in right now, if that's the case, I'm pretty damn sure he ain't fucking happy with what he's seeing right now in this world.
Well, right now, what's taking place is
Revelation.
it's revelation. Revelation means to reveal. What people don't understand what's going on in the world right now, that's why you see everything has been magnetized. Like I said, I'm 40 years old. So I've seen the curtains being pulled back slowly but surely, and I've seen the curtains now getting more wider and wider. That's why you see everything being magnetized now. Black people getting killed by police has been going on. It's just that you weren't reading the New York Times. You weren't reading the Virginia pilot, whatever it's called. You weren't reading that. You were only reading the isolated events that happened in your city. Oh man, they killed what's his name, which happened every now and then. But now you're able to see it all over the United States, all over the world. So now these situations, like man, they killing niggas everywhere. So now you got the homosexual stuff going on that's been magnetized. Now you see everybody is on this crazy jump. You got the killings amongst black people on the black on black crime jump. You got that being magnetized. You got
the Me Too movement.
The Me Too movement.
The
you
Hollywood scandals and all of that type stuff.
Everything is being
revealed,
magnetized, and you being able to see it. You seeing the political side of things being it ain't being hidden no more. Presidents cheating and doing all type of junk. You had the one presidency where they found all the ballots on the side of I-4 or 275 or whatever. They throwed all the ballots out to cheat for that election. Like, things are being magnetized now because we are now in the times of revelation. And you see how the kids are smart? The Bible says that it says they will be wiser and they will be weaker. That's why you got kids now, 7 years old, no more than you. They got these phones. The technology makes the youth more wiser, but they're weaker mentally and physically and spiritually. That's why it's so easy for one of these young dudes to get mad. They don't even know how to control themselves and just be like, only thing they know is to destroy this nigga. I'm finna kill him. So the only thing they can revert to is a death sentence, to go and kill and destroy something. All that is being done in Revelation. That's why we are in the end times right now.
Boys will be against their fathers.
That's why you see mom, I hate my mom. I can't stand this whore. You see dudes beefing with their daddy. 50 and his son. Will and his son. Romeo and his dad. The Bible says in the end times it'll be father against son, mother against daughter, stepmother against stepdaughter.
People will be lovers of themselves.
Social
media, selfies.
That's it. You got a lot of women who are lovers of themselves. They get in a picture and they just want to take pictures and, I don't need no nigga. And they just love themselves.
Guys be like, hold my phone, take me a picture.
All that. You know what I'm saying? You got people that are everything is being predicted. Everything that's going on is already being shown to you. It's been told to you it's going to happen, just like the 400 years. He said you will be taken to a land that's not your own and you will be treated very badly. That the Bible, it says very badly, and we was treated very badly.
You say you will be sent to four corners of the earth. So when you speak about other ethnicities, you know what I'm saying, being in slavery, you got to think about who was sent to the four corners of the earth.
I don't feel like slavery is just. I mean, I get what both of y'all saying. You know what I'm saying, and to me, you know what I'm saying. I just feel, but that, again, it's to me. We're not talking about Bible. We're not talking about. I don't feel like it's.
I mean,
it's just at all.
There's a silver lining in everything.
Yeah, it ain't just
I
at all.
agree to what you're saying, of what you guys are saying. Like, I just don't agree to the slavery is right, because I don't feel like it was right. I see where you're coming from, and I received that in message, you know what I mean? Because I never looked at it like that situation. I really don't know that scripture in the Bible. I just personally don't feel like slavery was right, and that's just my personal opinion, where it's agree to disagree situation. However, I do feel like, not trying to be funny, the world is coming to a goddamn end when how shit is being revealed. I do believe in that, 100%, because these kids are fucking smart as hell, but they can't even go outside and jump rope. They can't do the basic shit that we did, but that was something that we're strong at this point. Our generation is a little bit stronger than the kids nowadays. Everything
that take place now. Well, I know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So I look at the world totally different. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of these scenarios in the Bible where people are always, a lot of the stories in the Bible where people are in stages of celebration, that's when the disaster comes. The United States is a celebration country. Everything is celebratory. Oh, we can go hang out. Let's go get drunk. All everybody want to do is be high and be drunk. God, the word says, God gonna come and say Jesus gonna come like a thief in the night. He gonna come while y'all partying, ain't paying attention. Everybody drunk, sinning, fucking, doing whatever they want to do. And this is this is when God gonna pop out. This is when Jesus gonna pop out. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't believe it. They want to follow behind these crystals and talking about chakras and all this old other crazy junk, all this foolery, talking about a star and get this crystal and charge it up and put it in your eye and mouth and all that junk is mumbo jumbo. Because at the end of the day, all you doing, all these tarot card readers, all these people, they're operating in the spiritual realm illegally. That's why people be getting stuff poured on them and they be coming back crazy. Like, man, he went to go see the tarot card lady. He acting crazy now. Because you done brought a spirit from the spirit realm. That's because you ain't supposed to be up there anyway operating. You're operating with demons. You're up there on the spiritual realm, up here where God and them at in their realm illegally. So when you be playing with these crystals and these cards and talking about I need to go see my psychic lady and all that junk, you think you getting punched. Oh, my psychic lady gave me these numbers and all these angel numbers and all of that is a bunch of foolishness. Only people who know that is the people who have got the Holy Spirit and they understand. They got the discernment. See, people read the Bible, they read it like a book. You can't read the Bible like a book. You have to be filled with the Holy Spirit. When you are filled with the Holy Spirit, it sounds crazy, and I can understand why people wouldn't want to believe in it because it sounds crazy. It sounds just as crazy as me telling y'all crazy for talking about the moon can charge crystals and all this other junk. But the only thing about the Bible is it's real, and that's what people don't want to understand. When you get filled with the Holy Spirit, it's a feeling that you cannot describe, period. It's a crazy feeling that overtakes your whole body, and it allows you to see things that you normally wouldn't see with the regular naked eye. And when you read the Bible, it reveals stuff to you. It reveals secrets that are in the Bible to you.
I feel differently when it comes to crystals. I have experimented with crystals. I'm not sitting up there praying to them. I'm not sitting up there praying on my knees, asking for the crystal to release itself to me. I do feel like God put crystals here on earth for us to use. I do feel like it's access to the spiritual world. I do feel like it's a magnifier or it's a tool, just like money. Money, a lot of people don't think that it's people that pray to money. That's wrong in itself. But money is nothing but a tool. Everything is spiritual. I don't feel like crystals were put here to be a sin or anything. God put them on earth. How you use them is up to you. How you use money is up to you. How you smoke or you it's up to you. You know what I'm saying? We talk about alcohol and all this stuff. That's in the Bible as well. When you go to church, what you got to do? What's supposed to be that cranberry juice? That cranberry juice is supposed to be what? Wow. Okay? So that's, we talk about that. That's in the Bible as well. When we talk about drugs and smoking. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? God put weed on earth. Weed is here. Just because you lit fire to it, is that a sin? No. But it tells you. See, it's no different. It's a tool. But it tells you how you use it.
The Bible tells you, it says the body is not defiled by what goes in it, but what comes out of it.
So why is crystals, and that's another thing. So if we talk about crystals and we talk about astrology, you look up to the moon. We're not saying that you're praying to the moon. When you talk about the zodiac and all of this stuff in the horoscope, you're not talking about that. Let's talk about horoscope. Horoscope, and when you talk about horoscope, you're talking about Horus, you're talking about Osar, which is you're talking about God. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. You have to break down the etymology of what these words mean. When you talk about horoscope, you're talking about Horus. When you talk about Horus, you're talking about Osar. And this leads all the way back to Egypt. When you're talking about the zodiac and the stars and all these things that you're talking about, it's in the Bible. When you talk about Jesus was a fish giver. He was a Pisces. That was in the Pisces age. It's a deeper science. People are not sitting here. Some that are ignorant are sitting here praying, to the moons and stars and all these things. But some is just nothing but a tool. It's a calendar. When you talk about the calendar, when you talk about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or you talk about Moon Day, which is Monday, when you talk about all these different months and you're talking about July, you're talking about Julius Caesar, you're talking about certain things. So when you talk about the zodiac and you're talking about these people they're not praying to the stars, it's a deeper science. It's a calendar. When you're looking at the zodiac, it was a calendar. That's how they told time. It's not this that they're praying to these statues or they're praying to these crystals. And that's what I'm saying. Had we been taught this in school, maybe we'd have a better understanding of what this history and what it means, because it's not that. And that's what I feel like a lot of old Christians, when it comes to this Bible and this church, this is what they do. They break it down because they're not really understanding of what this stuff means because they weren't taught this in school. That's just my take.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just saying.
It sounds good.
It's not just it sounds good. We're talking about the calendar.
It sounds good.
July is Julius
Caesar. With the
July,
the Julius Caesar, and October October is really the 8th month. We already know all that.
No, we don't.
All that junk is.
Did y'all know? Did you know that?
Well, I know it, and I know it's a
But
bunch.
everybody don't know what you know,
Okay,
Mike.
and
Everybody don't know what you
I
know,
know.
Mike.
So I'm telling
And
the
people
audience,
not praying.
and I'm telling the audience, don't get caught up in it. It's a bunch of foolishness. It's a bunch of foolishness. You go to getting caught up in it, thinking you're gonna be operating in the spiritual realm, talking about the moon god and all this old other, talking
I'm
about
not talking about
Osiris and
But
all.
some people don't like you just
They're
said.
not
Some people
praying.
don't know what they're doing, and some people are playing.
I
the
agree with
demons,
that.
But at the same time, some people don't know what they're doing where they're not calling anybody. It's a scam.
If-
Okay,
if-
so
you're
let's
definitely
be,
right about
Let's be
that.
real. I could sit here right now and be like,
And
Yes.
you're definitely right.
coming
I
into the
agree.
spirit. So let's be real. It's a lot of people on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. They all do it and say it. So let's be real. Even though they have a big platform, it's a lot of people that are just really just reading a book. Like you said, it's all about reading. I can read and say the cat went up the hat or whatever the case may be. But really, can a cat go up a hat? Like, people are not really comprehending what they're reading. I do understand what you're saying, but at the same time, it's everybody has their own practice, just like everybody has their own religion. Everybody converts the Bible a different way. Everybody reads it a different way, and everybody doesn't have that Holy Spirit where they can really understand.
Yeah.
But understand that everybody doesn't think like you. Understand that everybody is not very knowing all this information about you or believe that information or use crystals. However, we just need to understand that there is a higher power and that who God is at the end of the day. Everybody's not going to do what you do. Everybody's not going to do what you do. Everybody's not going to do what you do or what I do. But at the end of the day, I just feel like people need to understand that it's okay for us to have different opinions. It's okay for us to comprehend the word differently or understand how stones are. Understand that you don't fuck with stones. You think that's not right, but that's something for you. If it works for you, let it work for you. If it don't work for you, you know what works for you.
Yeah,
and that's just how
I'm not
yourself
trying
is.
because I already know what it is.
And that's fine. And that's fine if you want to continue to do it too. And not everybody
I'm just
does
saying,
it.
I don't have a problem.
I never did crystals. I'm a little bit old school when it comes to how I praise and worship and all this other stuff. But at the same time, I am very open to learning how other people are. That doesn't mean that I want to embrace it and do it, but I would like to know because I want to know how other people think.
And I think that's why conversations like this is healthy. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that's what's happening. A lot of people attack other people for what they decide to do. Like if you smoke or if you drink, it's a lot of attacking going on versus sitting down and having some type of understanding. You know what I'm saying? I respect what you do. I might not like what you do. I might not agree with what you do. But listen, I respect you. And I think that's why these conversations like this is healthy. You know what I'm saying? For me, I'm not saying that I'm sitting and I'm praying to a crystal. That's not what I'm saying. I utilize it as a tool. This motherfucking computer is a crystal. A lot of people, when you look at this fucking chip in the fucking computer, that's a crystal. You talk about crystals and scrying and all that type of stuff. Looking at this black screen, that's a scry. When you on your cell phone, that's a motherfucking crystal. You know what I'm saying? So when I sit here and we talk about these things, we having all these conversations, I think it's healthy to get some type of understanding. And it's not to put one up higher than the other because you decide to worship this or you decide to worship that. At the end of the day, you're going to worship what you want to worship. If you're going to hell, you're going to hell.
Well,
also be mindful.
I personally believe that humanity, we exist really in nature. Like all of this stuff around us, we ain't even supposed to have none of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of this technology and even down to fire, it all come from like fallen angels.
That's what I was
Like
going to
we
say.
ain't even supposed to have none of this stuff. Like
it can be a distraction.
Garden of Eden is really all that was ever supposed to be. It wasn't supposed to be no laptops, no inboxes,
TVs,
microphones. We ain't really supposed to have none of it.